The first day Zara walked into Ridgewood High. The hallway buzzed with the usual morning noise, lockers banging, sneakers squeaking, friends shouting across the corridor. Her steps were slow, cautious, like someone stepping onto ice that might crack beneath them. She clutched the strap of her backpack with one hand, her knuckles faintly white, but her expression remained steady and unreadable. Her hair was tied in a neat low ponytail, and her uniform seemed slightly different from everyone else's, cleaner, sharper, almost militaristic in how precisely she wore it. Beside her left shoulder, just barely visible where her sleeve lifted when she moved, was a tattoo, a symbol, a dark, swirling mark that looked like a wing and a blade entwined. Most people didn't notice it, but a few did, and one of those few was Ethan. Ethan was the kind of teenage boy who believed he owned the hallway. Broad-shouldered, varsity jacket, always surrounded by 2 or 3 friends who laughed even when nothing was funny. When he walked, people shifted aside. When he stared, people looked down. He noticed Zara the instant she stepped inside. Maybe it was because she didn't look scared. New kids were usually overwhelmed. She wasn't. Or maybe it was because he noticed that tattoo, and his brain, eager for targets and entertainment, decided it looked weird. He nudged Liam, standing beside him. "Yo, new freak alert." Liam followed his gaze. "She looks quiet. Might be boring," Ethan smirked. "Quiet ones scream the loudest." Zara walked past them without even glancing. That alone irritated him. As she turned a corner to look for her homeroom, he threw a comment loud enough for her to hear. "Nice ink. New girl. But your mom. Draw that with a marker." A few students snickered. Zara didn't turn around, but her shoulder tensed just for a second. Just enough for Ethan to grin. He followed her. "Hey, new girl, I'm talking to you." This time Zara did turn. Her eyes were dark, calm. Calm, not confused, not nervous, just still. She didn't say anything. Ethan stepped closer. I asked you something." Zara tilted her head slightly, observing him like he was some strange creature she'd never seen before. "Is there a reason you feel the need to speak to me?" "Oh," Liam laughed. "She talks." Ethan chuckled under his breath. "Yeah, I talk. And when I talk, people listen." Zara blinked slowly. "Not everyone." He frowned. "What's that supposed to mean?" Zara shrugged lightly. "It means your ego is louder than your voice." His friends burst into laughter, but Ethan didn't. His jaw tightened, and for the first time, he looked genuinely irritated. "You think you're clever," he said. Zara didn't respond. She simply turned and walked away. And that was the moment Ethan decided he hated her. Throughout the morning, whispers spread: new girl with an attitude, new girl with a weird tattoo, new girl who doesn't know who she's talking to. Ethan fed them all, exaggerating the story, how she disrespected him, how she acted like she was above everyone else. By lunch, half the junior hallway already knew that Zara had mouthed off. None of them knew that Zara had spent 3 years training with a military family overseas, or that the tattoo on her arm was a combat mark awarded to youth cadets who completed an elite survival program. No one knew she had spent nights learning self-defense drills in dusty training yards, or ran obstacle courses carrying weighted packs taller than her. No one knew she had lived through things that made petty hallway bullies look like toddlers throwing tantrums. Zara didn't brag. She didn't show off. She didn't care if anyone knew, but Ethan cared. The next day, he waited. Zara was at her locker, quietly arranging her books, when the corridor suddenly hushed. Ethan approached with 3 of his friends, not smiling, not joking, just marching, like soldiers. Zara sensed them behind her. She closed her locker and turned slowly. Ethan leaned one hand against the locker beside her head, trapping her. "We didn't finish our conversation yesterday." Zara remained calm. There was no conversation. His jaw twitched. "You think you're tough. Acting all smart. Want to tell me what that tattoo means, huh?" Zara looked at the tattoo on her arm, then back at him. "It's personal." "Personal?" Ethan scoffed. "Everything in this school's my business. And I don't want freaky symbols walking around making the place look like a Zara cut in. voice quiet, but sharp. Move your arm. A few students nearby gasped softly. No one ever talked to Ethan like that. He leaned closer, smirking. Or what? Zara stared at him, unreadable. This is your last warning. Liam stepped forward, laughing. Damn, she's serious. What you gonna do, new girl? Cry? Zara didn't move. Ethan grabbed her shoulder. The reaction was instant, fast. Like a snap of lightning, Zara twisted her torso, dropped her weight, and slipped from under his arm, gripping his wrist and pushing him backward with surprising force. Ethan stumbled, his back hitting the opposite lockers. Everyone froze. His friends stared, mouths open. What the Ethan started, but Zara wasn't done. She stepped closer, not threatening, not raising her fists. Just close enough for him to hear her. You touched me without permission, she said quietly. Don't do it again. Ethan's face burned with humiliation. She hadn't hurt him, but she had overpowered him, in front of everyone. The crowd murmured, "Did you see that? How did she move that fast?" She threw him like nothing. Ethan pushed himself upright, cheeks red, eyes furious. You think you can embarrass me? Zara replied calmly. I didn't embarrass you. You did. Lunged at her, and that was his mistake. Zara sidestepped, grabbed his jacket, and redirected his momentum, so he landed against the lockers again harder. This time, his friends rushed forward, but paused when Zara lifted a single hand, palm open. Not aggressive warning. Don't, she said, her voice steady. None of you want this. The hallway was silent. Ethan's breath shook with rage. What do you? P spat. A psycho. Some kind of street fighter. Zara's eyes flickered to her tattoo. A survivor, and then she walked away, leaving Ethan trembling with fury. The story exploded through the school in minutes. Kids replayed the moment in their heads, retelling it to others, exaggerating the speed of Zara's movements. The look on Ethan's face when he hit the lockers. Some students who had been silently bullied by Ethan for years felt a strange kind of satisfaction. But Ethan wasn't done. Not even close. He spent the next week plotting cornering her in quieter hallways, mocking her during class transitions, spreading rumors about her being violent, crazy, dangerous. Teachers rarely saw what really happened, and when they did, Zara stayed calm, never escalating, never reacting to his taunts. That made him even angrier. One Friday afternoon, he decided to end it. Zara was on her way to the library when Ethan and 3 friends blocked the hallway. There were no students. Around, everyone else had gone home. The air was heavy, silent, almost echoing. Zara stopped. Move, Ethan grinned. Nah, we're doing this today, right now. No crowd, no teachers. She sighed quietly. You really don't learn. His grin widened. I learn that you made me look stupid, and people are talking, so you're gonna apologize. On your knees. Zara blinked slowly. No, he cracked his knuckles. Boys, they surrounded her. For the first time that week, Zara exhaled softly, not tired, not afraid, but disappointed. I didn't want to hurt you, Ethan laughed. Hurt me. Sweetheart, you're 4 feet tall. He swung at her. He didn't even see her move. Zara ducked under the punch, twisted his arm, and swept his leg. He dropped hard, pain shooting through him. Liam lunged. Zara sidestepped, grabbed his hoodie, and shoved him backward. He fell onto Ethan. The third boy rushed her from behind. Zara pivoted, sweeping his feet. He crashed to the floor. The last one froze mid-step. Zara didn't attack him. She simply looked at him. A long, quiet stare. He lowered his hands, slowly. I'm good. Ethan groaned from the ground, furious and humiliated. Get up, he shouted at his friends. She's one girl. Get up. No one moved. Zara stepped closer, crouching so her eyes were level with his. You don't understand strength, Ethan. He glared at her. You think it's about fists, she continued. About being loud, about fear. Her gaze softened unexpectedly. But strength isn't cruelty. Strength is control. He clenched his jaw. You think you're better than me? No, she said. I think you can be better than you are. Ethan's anger faltered just enough for confusion to slip through. Zara stood. Stop hurting people. It doesn't make you powerful. It makes you weak. Ethan trembled not from fear, but from something unfamiliar. Something like shame. She turned to leave, but he shouted after her, "What's that tattoo even mean?" Zara paused. She touched the ink on her arm. "It's a mark given to those who complete a combat training program. But the tattoo isn't the point." Ethan scoffed. "What is?" Then Zara looked over her shoulder. "Discipline," she said softly. "Honor. Courage." Then she added, "Things you don't have yet." Ethan swallowed hard. Later that evening, he sat alone on the football bleachers, replaying the moment in his head. Not the humiliation, he was used to that. In small flashes, but her words, the calmness, her control. He had never met someone who fought without anger, who moved without ego, who walked away when they could have destroyed him. A kind of respect, bitter, but growing settled inside him. The next Monday, the